You dare defy your sire? I will blot you out. You were born a peasant and you will die a peasant.
Господа, тотчас да, тотчас мясо, тотчас да.
Приказания? Да.
Да. Приказания. Зиждителница.
How I will enjoy crushing you. I may be crippled, but I am a sire and you are a peasant. Never forget that.
Здрав будь. Зиждителница.
Точно. Зиждите. Аз готов. Да. Зиждите. Точно сме сигурни.
Приказания.
Kill the only man who kept the Mongol Khan and the Roman Emperor at bay. You cannot understand the ruin you have brought to Bulgaria.
the actions of others force us to make drastic decisions. Such was the case with Ivailo. Whatever his intentions, the armed band he led grew beyond him. It became a force of fury and of revenge. Having overthrown their masters, the peasants took vengeance on the hated nobles, murdering their families before blinding them with scorching hot needles. Ivailo himself was said to have slain Constantine. The Tsar's severed head was carried by a horseman to Turnovo, the capital. There, it was presented to the Tsar's wife, Maria, and their 7-year-old son. After her husband's murder, the Tsarina ruled the kingdom in disarray. Though this would have challenged even the most capable Tsar, the dark-haired Greek princess was greater than most men. Beautiful and cunning, Maria Paleologina Cantacuzene was a daughter of two of the greatest families in Constantinople. She had wed the Tsar on the orders of her uncle, the Emperor, but her Byzantine guile proved as much a benefit to her husband. When a rival Bolyar threatened Constantine's rule, Maria offered to adopt him as her son and heir. The opportunistic Bolyar accepted and feasted in the Tsar's court, only to be found dead shortly afterward. Poisoned. But now, with an uprising in the countryside and scheming Bolyars in her own court, it would take all of Maria's cunning to preserve her power. But a more threatening menace came from her own uncle. The headstrong Roman Emperor Mikhail Palaiologos demanded his niece's submission. The Tsarina, just as strong-willed, refused. Furious that his own niece stifled his ambition, the Emperor chose an exiled prince to place on the Bulgarian throne. Ivan, the returning son of the Asen dynasty deposed by Constantine, led a great Roman army to retake his father's kingdom. The Tsarina alone could not defeat the Romans, nor could Ivailo challenge both the Tsarina and Ivan. The logic of these facts dictated the most unlikely alliance between a rebel leader and the wife of the Tsar he murdered. Ivan Asen and his Roman thugs are desecrating the Church of the Patriarchs. Save the church, and you will be rewarded beyond your dreams.
Ivailo! Help us!
Аз готов. Точно това е правилно.
Аз готов. Да, аз делаю.
The little piglet has come to play. Do not worry, piglet. You will have a place in my kingdom. Shoveling pig
Вашим
down.
условием приказание бой.
Да, аз делаю. Зиждителница. Аз готова. Правильно.
Здрав будь. Да. Лесоръб.
Да, аз делаю атака.
Join me, Ivailo. I promise you that no woman is quite like me.
С вашим услугам. Да, господин. В бой!
Здрав, аз делаю.
Приказания?
Зиждителница. Приказания. Зиждителница. Да, тотчас сделаю. Приказания. Правильно, тотчас сделаю.
Our enemies have stolen the relics of Saint Ivan of Rila.
Да,
It would
сделаю.
give me such pleasure if you found the relics and brought them to the monastery.
Run, run, run! Back to your sow, little piglet.
Аз готов.
Аз готова. Зиждителница.
I grow weary of you. I will crush you now and take the throne from that harlot of an empress.
Oh, that pesky little Ivan is still running about. It would please me if you made him squeal for mercy.
Зиждителница. Аз готова.
С вашим услугам. Понятно. Да, да, господин. Понятно.
Да, месуръм.
No bother. They're only men. There's many more where they came from.
Да, вашим услугам.
Da, such aggression. I find your victory so alluring.
Вашим условиям. Аз делай. Да. Да, господин. Приказание. Аз делай. Атака.
Приказание право. Да.
Вашим условиям. Да. Аз делай. Атака.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Зиждителница, зиждителница.
Приказание. Принято. Бой. Вашим условиям. Да, бой. Бой.
Приказания.
Да, собиратель, здрав, собирателница.
Здрав, собирател.
Вашим условиям. Атака.
Da, only violence. Our enemies are almost defeated. Hold the church a little longer.
I will not be denied my kingship. Right, Conix. Right to the church. Slaughter my enemies.
See, you have made a very powerful enemy, swineherd. The Emperor will not forget this.
Ivailo's army filled the Yantra River with Roman dead, securing Maria's place on the throne. Now, the Tsarina had to fulfill her end of the bargain. As Ivailo approached the gates of the fortress, Maria waited silently for the man who had killed her husband. As Ivailo stepped before her, the Tsarina placed the Tsar's crown, once worn by her husband and father of her child, on the swineherd's head, crowning a peasant a king. The objections of the watching nobility were silent but palpable. Then, in a hasty ceremony, Maria wed the newly crowned Tsar, tying her fate with his. Ivailo watched suspiciously as the boyars bowed their heads in his presence. No matter what respect they showed him as Tsar in daylight, he knew they whispered and cursed him in the shadows. Murderer! Peasants, come! Ternovo might be the city of the Tsars, but it belonged to the boyars. Ivailo knew that remaining there would be a death sentence, but he was tied to the city. The Tsarina was carrying his child, yet fatherhood would have to wait. The Emperor was undeterred by Ivan Asen's defeat. He enlisted his son-in-law, a great Mongol warlord named Nogai, to unleash war on Bulgaria. A descendant of Genghis Khan, Nogai was broad-shouldered and barrel-chested. He had lost an eye battling a brother in the Caucasus, a disfigurement that cost him the chance to rule as Khan of the Golden Horde. However, that was to his liking. Nogai was not a man to sit idly in a golden tent. He became the kingmaker and the real power behind the Horde, leading its warriors into battle. Mongols, Tatars, Cumans, warriors as numerous as blades of grass streamed across the Danube into Bulgaria. Ivailo raced in the middle of the night to the river town of Drastar. There, he would raise an army and make his stand. In Ternovo, the Tsarina, alone and with child, waited for his return.
The Mongols have challenged the champion to single combat. Branislav has volunteered. If he dies before we reach Drashtar, the garrison will lose hope and surrender to the Mongols. We must hurry, Ivailo. Finally, come, Tsar of the Bulgars! Nogai Khan looks forward to a great battle! Do not disappoint him!
Son, do not worry yourself over resources. We have stocked it down with everything you need. lead our armies. We will provide for you.
Ваши условия. Понятно. Так, понятно. Так,
Аз готова. Свещителница.
Так, да. Так, Азгора. Ваши условия. Да. Приказание. Азгора.
Да. Свещительница. Приказание. Свещительница. Аз готова.
Skirmishers! Be a man, Tsar!
Sir, Tata has been waiting for you outside the city gates. He calls himself Qasim Bey and says he
Да,
has an
тот
offer
час
for you.
сделаю.
Sagivolo, we are kindred spirits. We
Приказание.
both wish to free our peoples. Kill the Khans who ruled the Tatars and Cumans, and these tribes will turn against the Mongols.
Ваши условия. Понятно. Да, так, понятно. Приказание. Да, господин.
Приказания? Да. Да. Аз готова. Свещительница.
You fight well. Nogai Khan will grant you a noble death. You will be boiled alive and impaled in front of Nogai's tent.
Свещительница.
The smell of burnt flesh and the taste of blood. Does it not fill you with joy?
Right, humans! You are now free! Destroy the
Strong steel can only come from a hot forge. You have shown Nogai Khan who is weakest among his warriors.
brothers, I have freed you. Ride against Nogai Khan.
Nogai Khan's horsemen are like blades of grass on the open steppe. Thousands may be trampled, but the horde marches on.
Draster and called for the Tsar. Ivailo wondered, was this a messenger of the One-Eyed Khan offering peace? But as the Tsar raised himself against the battlements, he could see the horseman was a Bulgarian. What word did he bring from Ternova? Did he come to tell Ivailo of the birth of his child? No, the rider bore a message which chilled Ivailo and the survivors of the siege. Tsar, the horseman began. Your men in Ternova are dead, murdered by the Bolyars who have opened the gates to Ivan Asen. Ivan has taken the Tsarina and your newborn child and delivered them as prisoners to the Emperor. Ivailo rode south, galloping past torched villages and overturned fields. He rode under the tall peaks and through the narrow passages of the Balkan mountains. There, the remnants of his army would make their final stand. A great Roman army was approaching, sent to reinforce Ivan's faction in Ternova. The army was commanded by the general, Mikhail Glabas, who had strengthened his already impressive numbers with Tatar mercenaries. With Ivan in the north and the Romans marching from the south, Ivailo knew neither refuge nor retreat remained for his last followers. His men would win or die in these mountain passes. But these valleys had witnessed impossible victories before. Here was where Bulgarian Khans and Tsars etched their places in history. The walls of granite rock echoed the names of heroes like Krum, Simeon, and Kaloyan the Roman slayer. To these, the names of Ivailo and his man would be added.
Bulgarians, lay down your swords and turn over the one called Ivailo. The Emperor will spare your lives. He only demands your leader.
Roman dog. Come and take it.
Sir, even Asen's men hold this town. You will have to go through the mountains to reach your warriors defending the pass. Like you, my people are forced by persecution into the mountains. They mark their hideouts with ancient statues. Help me shepherd them, and they will aid you.
Понятно.
Зиждител. Аз да лаю. Зиждител. Да, точно аз да лаю. Правилно. Зиждител. Лесоръб.
I have heard of scouting with sheep, but pigs? That's crazy enough to work.
Приказания? Да. Аз готов. Зиждител. Лесоръб. Лесоръб.
Приказания к вашим услугам. Аз умираюсь. Да. Во имя Господне. Да. Тотчас, аз умираюсь.
Да, господин. Аз делаю. Да, господин. Понятно. Я так.
Тотчас делаю. Понятно. Да, понятно. Аз умираюсь.
Вашим услугам. Приказания. Да, господин. Пой. Аз делаю. Оръжие. Да, господин. Аз делаю. Да, господин. Аз делаю. Понятно. Да, господин. Понятно. Аз делаю. Да, господин. Аз делаю. Аз делаю.
Аз понятно. Понятно.
Вашим услугам. Да. Вашим услугам.
We are overrun! This is a black day. For Bulgaria.